Okay, I'm actually recording this time, so I'm going to quickly catch up on everything I said while I wasn't recording by mistake. So this lesson is going to be on how to build sentences in Vahn. So up here, I've got the two basic components of all sentences. So the first thing is that they must end in a verb, and verbs can have any of these four endings: u, ul, uya, ulya. Those are the four valid endings for a verb. If you want to end a sentence without having a verb, you have to use a tilde in writing, effectively cutting off the sentence. So the other thing is that all sentences follow a strict sentence order of time, place, argument 1, argument 2, verb. Argument 1 and argument 2 serve as the subject and the object of the verb. The thing to note here is that they don't all need to be present. So going into this opening sentence, you have Jangi, which means hello, and then par joy. When you see the word par, it means the thing following it is the name of a living thing. Par is part of paor, and it means name. Sticking it at the start like that marks it as the name of a living thing. If it's at the end, then it's the name of a non-living thing. So par joy is referring to this fellow whose name is Joy, joy meaning fire. So then we have ku toru. Now ku is, as we did when it wasn't recording because I forgot to record, means today. So it is time, day, and that is today, as opposed to daytime, which means daytime. Or if you just do time on its own and you have time in the time slot, sounds a bit weird, then you're referring to the present now, what is currently occurring. So ku, we're talking about today. Now torul, does anyone think, go Daniel, can you figure out what torul means? So it ends in wl, which means it's a question, and the verb part is toru, which we did last lesson.
Yeah. Toru was go.
Yep.
So would go.
Okay,
Or
think of it as the whole phrase. So
all right.
today, go,
Will you
question.
go today?
Where are you going today? What are you doing today? Is what that means. Ku torul. You can also say katorul or simply torul if you want to inquire sort of how someone is, what they're doing at the moment. He then responds her greeting, Jangi Palu, and again you can see the tilde here showing that the sentence is ending without a verb. Now we get a bit more of a complicated sentence where I'm going to ask you guys to try and do some word derivation. So ran, we've learnt, is the pronoun for I. Now chin is a like to equal, and it means and. So written like this, and its meaning is and. So this is and in the concept of nouns regarding subjects and objects, not and as in the concept of sentences. I'll get onto that in a second. So I and then someone else here. So Thea High. Does anyone think they know what Thea High means other than Arthur? Luke, give it a go. I will write it out as well. Yep, Thea's woman. This is correct. Can you remember what High is? Dan, if you can remember what high is, you can chime in as well. High is
It's
child.
isn't it?
So, and then ya was one of the final things. It was, I think, second last on the bottom of last week's slideshow, talking about all of the additional particles.
Resulting in. So
resulting in. So, what would a woman resulting in child be?
mother.
A mother, correct. So, Fia Hai is the word for mother. Now we get on to what's going to be sort of one of the main talking points of this lesson, is the word chi. Now chi you can think of as sort of meaning of at the moment. It carries the meaning of. It does other things, but in this context, it makes the current thing possessed by the following thing. And then you have the word ran again, so I again. So what do you think Fia Hai Chiran means as a phrase?
Well, it means mother of me, so it must be my mother.
Correct. So then, Luke, seeing as you haven't done a full phrase yet, do Ran chinthia hai chiran. What does that mean as a set of as an argument effectively? People watching the video, Luke is typing in Skype. That's why you can't see it. I will read whatever he says. I should double check the recording is actually running this time. It is good. Can you remember what that there is Ran? Yeah, it's the same word as the start. So, I and my mother, effectively, what it says. Me and my mother, if I put it into the correct phrasing in English. So that whole phrase is me and my mother. Ran chin fia hai chiran. Me and my mother. Now, next up we get an interesting piece of vocabulary, and that's me. Part of the phrase me a soul. So going over to the right slightly, just next to where I've drawn Lou, I'm going to write this character out. Now, I'm just going to tell you this word's meaning, because its meaning is nowhere near entirely obvious, and there is a reason for it, but it's probably more effort than it's worth to explain. So just take it as just sort of it is the case. So the word is me, and it means money, or currency. So that's how to think of it. Now, miyasa. Does anyone think they can figure out what miyasa means?
I can.
Well, yeah, you know the word. So Dan or Luke, feel free to try and take a stab at what miya and then sa means. Okay, so I've said me, or stone life, is the word for money.
Resulting in thing.
Resulting in
Verb.
thing. Don't forget about the verb part for now. Just think about it as a thing on its own. So you've got money resulting in things. So what might that be referring to? Products, purchasing things. The actual verb there means to shop. So a mia sung is a shop, and a mia sa'u is shopping.
I think that Miyasa is a monetary exchange.
Yeah, that's effectively what it is. It's changing money into things, but in this case, it's referring to shopping. So the entire sentence there, Ran. Ran chin fia hai chiran mia sau. Me and my mother are going shopping. Does that phrase make sense to everyone? Is everyone caught up and okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. So the next phrase is ka chimia saun chiwal. So ka chimia saun is in the time slot here.
No, it's not. It's actually in the argument slot.
It's both at the moment. Don't worry about how those phrases work. I'll explain how these phrases work in a second. So, ka, chi, mi, I'm not going to write out mi, so it's a long word. Yeah, so ka, chi, mi, so is, there's two things to learn here. So the first is if you want to turn a verb into a noun, the way we would do by adding in English, which is also progressive in English, but don't worry about that for now. It's the concept of it being a noun.
And it also turns it into an adjective.
Yeah, English is weird, but ing is the closest equivalent. So we're effectively turning the idea of to shop into shopping as a noun. So what does the phrase, if I tell you that chi is, think of it as of here again, ka, chi, mia saun is what as a phrase? Okay, what does ka mean?
What is now or time?
Time.
Time.
Okay.
Shopping time.
Time of shopping. So in this case, because the phrase is a question, that effectively means
When are you shopping?
when are you going shopping? Yes. The chiwil chiwil is effectively when is the time of shopping is what they're asking. When are you going shopping? Now, any sort of conditional phrases that have catchy at the start of them, it's a good indication that the conditionality is with when. It's the time something happens. Not always, but that's a pretty good indication. So the next thing is going to require me to teach you numbers, which I'm going to do off to one side. I'm just going to teach you the first. Actually, no, I'll teach you how all numbers work. So if you go off to the left of all of this, I'm going to talk about numbers.
Left. Okay.
So numbers and time I'm going to talk about. So numbers each use this particle that I haven't taught you about yet, which is L. Now, if you put L the same place you would put a H if you were trying to negate it, you put it in between the initial and the final, then you get a number. So the numbers in order, and to write, I'll write it out, Arthur, it's fine. And the numbers in order are cla, and you write these with these two sort of dot dashes above the numbers. So cla, which is 0, erla, which is 1,
Floor, which is 2.
yep, claw 2. Now you might be able to see where this is going because it actually follows the same as the alphabetical order. So next up,
Blue.
blue,
3. Sla. 4.
sla 4, yep,
Blue. 5. Flea. 6. I suggest you do it in 2 columns.
I do it in,
Okay, Gle. 7.
yep, I'm going to write all the numbers down the side after.
Sly. 8.
Yep, fly 8,
Sle. 9 and Sloy 10.
yep, gila or gila, both are correct.
Oh.
If I could actually write 9, and then this is 10. Now I'm going to write the numbers out next to them now. So you've got 0, 1, 2. That is not how you draw a 2. 3, 4. Okay. So does everyone follow how those numbers work? Is effectively you add L and you have it just sort of go. It follows the alphabetical order. So numbers 1 to 10. Is everyone okay with how those work? Dan, are you okay with those?
Yeah, could you almost then go up to base 19?
You could, but you don't.
Wanted to speak in base 19.
You could. However, the problem there is the way that going above 10 works. So now...
you should probably mention that cla can also mean number in general.
Cla on its own can also just mean number. So if you see cla, it's either 0 or number. It's the same meaning. And then clawa, all numbers, is referring to maths as a concept. So clawa is maths. Okay, so when you want to go above 10, just going even further over to the left, I'm going to do... someone pick some random numbers between 10 and 100.
27.
27, okay. 27, we're going to do 5 random numbers. Someone do another number. Dan, pick a number. We got 84 from Luke.
53.
53. Okay, I'm going to pick 77. Actually, let's just do those 4. Okay, so, actually, let's do 16.
Do 19 as well.
Yeah, we'll do 16. I've picked 16.
Okay.
So, starting with 27. Reading across, your first number is 2. Okay, then this 2 here is in the tens column, so we have to stick our Zoi after it, and then we have 7, which is Gi, and then we just do our number markers above the whole thing, but you only put the number you only put the L in between the first one. So Can anyone? It may look. It does sort of work like the Chinese one, but not for very large numbers.
Okay,
So
I can.
yeah, you read the first one, Arthur.
Okay, it's Chloe Ge.
Tloige, correct. So using the same way everything sort of merges together in Van, that Tor and Zoi became Toy, and then the L got added, and you got Tloige. So the next one here is 84, which Arthur is writing out. So Dan, would you like to have a go at reading that?
Poloi. Right.
It's just, you don't have to add the L, it's just the word. See if you can remember it.
Is I can't remember the word on those. This is not good.
If I tell you it means thing.
Oh, of course, yeah. So Haloisa.
Hloisa, correct. Hloisa. Okay, so the next one. Luke, have a go at typing out what Arthur has written for me. Those 3 characters. So write out how you would say it. Nope, not. Nope. So that first one is, we're on this. So you've got de, which is this first one. Then there's meaning male.
I
Zoi.
think he. I think he tried to write out the 16.
Oh right, yeah, you did 16. Yeah, that is correct for 16.
Well, kind of.
Yeah, it should be zli, because remember it's 2 characters next to each other, so you can merge them. So zli is 16. If we do 53, yeah, Arthur, read off 53.
Chloe Po.
Okay, and Dan, have a go at 77.
Gloigi.
Gloigi, correct. Okay, when you go above 100, you just start sticking Zois next to each other for as long as you want, and you just get really big chains of Zois. Basically, that's how it works because I got lazy. And that's why you can't use the in full alphabet, because you've got the duplication in the vowel sounds of the second parts, which means you would have ambiguity going through with the larger numbers.
Ambiguity.
I can speak. Shh. Everyone ignore the fact a Russian has better English than me. So, why am I zooming out so far? Okay, so we're going to go back to the conversation. So what this person says is ka, dl, kla. So what they've said here is a number. So first they've said time, which is kla. Then they've said dl and kla. So Dan, what's dl?
Is it 5?
5, correct. And Luke, what is kla? Why am I? 0, correct. Also means number. But in this case, 0 is correct. So what they've written is 50. So time in Van is decimalized, which means that you're effectively, you go from 0 to 10 with your hours, and then 0 to 100 with your minutes. Obviously 99 and 9 because it rolls over back to 0 at the end of them, which means that 5 o'clock is midday, bang on midday, so it's 12 o'clock in the way we would normally write time. So, ka dle kla, ka means that he's talking about a time, dle kla are the numbers, 5 o'clock, so he's talking about 12 o'clock in our time, toru, I will go. So, effectively, the time of going is 12, so
I'll go at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, she asked when are you going, I'm going at 12, is what he said here. Does that make sense to everyone? I know I've been very quick on the time bit of it because numbers took a while. I'm going to talk about tenses in a second. Luke. Is there? I think there might actually be one in here. Yeah, there's one in here, so it's fine. So yeah, we'll get onto that in a sec. So next up,
I've given a spoiler.
Yeah, you've written the wrong word. You wrote past.
No, I wrote
No, you did write. Yeah, no, I can't read. Is what just happened. Is I've lost the ability to read. So yeah. The next thing she says is going to require me to teach you about particles. So there are a number of particles in Vahn. The one being used here is tor. So she says ran to torul. So ran we know means I, and then to torul. Well, you've got this toru bit at the end, which means to go, and then it's a question. Now tor as a particle shows ability. So it shows the capacity to do something, the ability to do something.
It can be translated to the English verb can.
Yeah,
so the sentence means can I go?
Yeah, can I go? I can go? Question mark, that type of phrasing. So yeah, that means can I go? So the next sentence is Ran. Luke is typing. I'm just going to wait for him to finish so I can make sure it's not a question. Or if it is, answer it.
Oh well, he stopped.
Oh, he stopped. Wait, he's going again. Okay. Are you sure? If you had a question, go ahead and ask. So the next thing is here we have the sentence Ran Fiahai Tar Vanya Toru. So Ran we know is I, Fiahai is mother. As he's already clarified, the mother he's talking about is his mother earlier when he introduced her in the conversation as Fiahai Chiran. It's clear he's talking about his own mother. And then Tar Vanya Toru. So Vanya Tor is speaking resulting in path, or think of it as speaking resulting in going. And Vanya Toru means to ask permission. So subject I, Fiahai, his mother, or mother as a word in general, and then Vanya Toru is to ask permission. But tar is another one of these particles, tora, tar, and it means to have to. So he's effectively said, I have to ask my mother's permission, effectively, is what he said. So Ran Fiahai Tar Vanya Toru. Ran, he is argument 1, or the subject. Fiahai, his mother is argument 2, the object, and then the verb. Tar Vanya Toru, have to ask permission. So I have to ask my mother for permission.
I think we have to mention something else about particles, I mean the fact that they do not get portmanteaued with other characters. So, for example, I can speak would be Tor Vanu and not Tanu.
Yeah, so they don't portmanteau. In writing, you do this by extending the character out so that it goes sort of. It doesn't sit on top of the verb part with the rest of it. This effectively acts as a separator in writing, and in speaking, you never merge the characters. You never merge what you're saying when it's a particle. Yeah. There's also another way of writing the particles, which I'm not going to get into. We might on the last lesson, because I'm still not entirely certain as to whether I want to make that a standard feature in Vahn. So yeah, I have to ask my mother for permission. So the next thing is you don't use intonation in Vahn to indicate a question. You can, because there is no intonation in Vahn, but you sound like a weirdo. Yeah. So yeah, just Ran Totoru. And it's also generally very clear because ul is always at the end, or ulya, and those are very easy to pick out. Yeah, so it's not like in English where intonation is the only way because we don't say the question mark bit. The question mark bit is spoken. So the next thing is Torvanul. So someone identify what this says. So it's a verb. So
I've already written this actually.
You have written this out. So tor. What does the tor particle mean? Dan or Luke, either.
That's the ability
Yep,
to.
can. So, can, and then van ul, so speak. So Torvanul, I can speak. Torvanul, can you speak? So here the subject and object are sort of already implied, because if someone says, I have to ask my mother for permission, and then you say, can you speak, it's sort of clear you're saying, can you speak to her? She could have said, Ron Rin Torvanul, which would literally be, can you speak to her? But because it's sort of clear who this speaking will be going on between, it doesn't need to be indicated. The subject and object can just be dropped, and it can just be left as Torvanul. So next up, we have we've got a two-word phrase here, Ran Lai Toru, and I get to introduce you to yet another particle. There's quite a lot of these, and I might summarize all the ones that we haven't gone over, because they're not all
Yes,
in this
I
dialogue.
think that would be wonderful.
Yep. So lai is to want to do something. So ran lai toru. Someone figure out what that means. Dan.
That means I want to go.
I want to go. Correct.
Oh. Okay.
So then ran chin ron mia saun lai toru. A bit of a more complicated sentence. Anyone, Dan or Luke, I mean, try and take a stab at it. So ran chin ron mia saun lai toru. We've already done all of the words in this phrase.
I want to go shopping with you.
Correct.
Yeah.
I want to go shopping with you.
Well, literally, you and I shopping want to go.
Yeah. Chin is and or with. It just means that the two things are placed together. So basically, what is that whole thing is I want to go shopping with you, or I and you want to go shopping. It's a bit weird how it's phrased, but it makes sense. So then you've got sa, which sa you may remember means good as well as things. It also means yes when you're using it on its own, and then this tilde means that we're not looking for a verb, so we can just carry on. So effectively, yes, I will ask, because obviously the question in the previous one was, can you ask your mum, or can you talk to your mum?
Yeah,
rather?
so sa on its own just means an affirmative response.
Yep. So then, now we get to talk about tense. So go over to the right. Let's go over to the right. So you can think of time as being a line going from top to bottom, past to present, to future. So the time that is above is your past, and the time that is below is your future. And these are red. Someone go for it. Arthur, you can go for it if you want.
Kangol and Kangye.
Yep. So
I'm going.
Let me quickly get something up for the people watching. That is no longer there because my website is down. I'm an idiot. Never mind. So yeah, just write it out. I was going to put all of the characters on screen so I could highlight them. But yeah, Kangol and Kang-A. Kang-A being below, Kangol being above. So,
there's still at least one thing we haven't talked about.
Which one?
Negative numbers. Since we're doing numbers in this lesson, it would make sense to talk about negative.
Yep, I will answer the phone, then come back and do negative numbers and the final phrase. Okay, phone call dealt with. I will finish by talking about this sentence. So, did I do the wrong time phrase? Or is... Dan? Wait, Luke, you said you had, vacuum... You had the PDF. Check through it. Double check which one is below and which one is above.
Below is ngay and
above is
above is
yeah, I think I've
null.
written the wrong thing here when I was writing. but I just wanted it to be double checked with the PDF. Because yep, ngol is above, so I wrote the wrong thing here, that should say ngay. So, kange, I thought there was the future tense later in here. So
why is there a chi in there? Is it supposed to be that?
Yep. So kange chi fiahai chi sa ra nga. So sara is is your home or a home, and fiahai we know is mother. So the future time of mother of home place. So it is the of place in. So this is effectively saying when my mother is home.
Oh, it says after my mother is at home.
Yeah.
If you want to say when my mother is at home,
just
you have to remove the ngay
yeah.
bit.
So after my mother is home, I vanya toruya. So here we get to talk about the uya ending. So vanya toru, we've already talked about, means to ask permission. Yeah, resulting in. So this means that I'm going to ask permission for something, then this is going to happen. Now in this case, because the verb doesn't have a definite result, you're talking about what you would like to happen. And then he says, ron toru, you go. So that entire thing, sa kange chifia hai chisarunga ran vanya toru ya ron toru. Yes, after my mother is home, I will ask permission, hoping that you will come, effectively. I will ask permission for you to come, is what that says. Does that make sense? I know that the whole idea of if you're dealing with something indefinite, then yeah, almost adds the meaning of sort of for, this is what I want to happen as a result of my asking permission. There's other cases as well. So say thinking, if you do thinking resulting in something, then it's what you hope to happen. As well, that's another way of expressing to want something to happen, other than using lie as a particle. So does that sentence make sense to everyone? That's a bit of a more complicated sentence.
Yes, it does make sense.
Dan, are you okay with it?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, so I'm now going to cover negative numbers.
And maybe you should do the particles as well, the ones that we didn't.
Okay, yeah. Can you just write out a couple random negative numbers and I'll go over them, and then I'll write out the particles.
Do -5. I actually suggest you do 3 negative numbers. You do -5, -13, and -23.
Okay, just write.
25.
You know how to build negatives, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, just write them out over to the right. I'll quickly write out all of the particles to the left so that we can get through this a bit quicker.
Okay. Oops.
All this lesson prep I should have done when I was making this and forgot to. Tor, lai, tar, bar. I am missing one. I'm missing a couple. What am I missing?
Let me take a look. Okay, there's tor, lai, tar, bar. There's also var.
Var, yep.
Should be 6. No, that's it.
Are you sure? I swear that's 6.
The 6th one is the animal postfix.
Yep.
So it should be 5 verbal ones.
Yep. Okay. So here are the 5 verbal particles. Let's do these quickly. Then we'll do negative numbers. So of these, you already know the first 3 I've written out. So the first one, tor, is can. The second one is want. The third one is must. The fourth one, bar, is seems like. And the fifth, the final one, var, is Arthur, write it out.
I think that's.
Yeah, it's to think that this is the case. So those are the 5 sort of auxiliary verb particles in Vahn. So based on this, let's go. Let's see. Someone try and translate, and I'm going to write it out below, using all words you know. That is not how you write that character. Okay, so I want someone to try and read what I've written out below. I've circled it. It's below where I've written out all of the particles.
Pat Barchu.
Okay, so that's the pronunciation. Now, Dan or Luke, try and translate. If you need a reminder on the first word, if neither of you can remember what the first word is, I covered it very early on in the lesson. I can re-say it.
It's...
Just wait, see if either of them remember it. So
It's
What's
literally
the second character there?
that. This is all one character, and it's Pa.
Ha.
Okay.
Then you've got Bar, Chill. Bar here is one of the particles I just talked about. And can either of you remember what Pa means?
Oh, right, no, sorry, I meant, yeah. So it is, daytime.
That's daytime, yes. And then Bar, Chill. Bar, which particle is Bar? These are written above if you need to check.
Seems like.
Yup. And then Chill
Is.
So, the sentence?
It seems like it is daytime.
It seems like it is daytime.
Yeah, or maybe looks like it's daytime.
Yeah, it looks like day out. Say you were looking outside. Sam? Interruption dealt with. People need to stop talking to me when my door is closed and I'm talking to people. Thanks.
Who was that?
That
Was your
that was my
the
mother.
son?
That was my mother.
Oh.
So yeah, that was my my Fia Hai Chiran.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
So
next up, I will do negative numbers, which you have written out below. So negative numbers, very simple.
just stick 0 before the number.
It's just bung 0 before the number. So first one, someone have a go at it that's not Arthur. Dan, have a go at it. -5, give it a go. If you need jogging your memory on what the second character is, it's duh. And first one you should
Clue?
Clue, correct. The next one, Luke, have a go at writing it out. I will jog your memory on the characters. It is Zoe and Pooh are the characters there after 0. Chloe Pooh, correct. And then finally 25, Arthur. Give you the longest one.
Chlorzu.
Chlorzu, correct. So they chain together. Chlorzu. Okay, so that is about it. I'm just going to teach you how to talk about yourself now. So let's see if you guys can translate some of these sentences. So Zhangyi, you will know as hello. So Dan, translate Par Chiran, Par Joy, Chill. That was my phone vibrating. Par Chiran, Par Joy, Chill. Try and translate
My name is Joy.
Correct. Luke, have a go at... okay, new word, ki. Ki means lifetime. So, time, life. It is the time in which you have been alive. So, ki, chiran, ploy, chill. Okay, Luke, have a go at it. So, the first word there is lifetime. That's the only one I haven't taught so far.
I guess I won't give him a spoiler.
Yeah. If you need help, feel free to say. Think about it. What is Cloy is just 20.
I've
Gillet,
written it out.
Gillet would be 9, so Claire would be 29.
No, it would be
that would be
Chloe.
Yeah, Cloyja, rather. So yeah, Cloy on its own is just 20. He doesn't look 20, does he? This is a Conworld thing. The Conworld from which Vahn originates, the years are a bit off. Being 20 puts him at 15.
The years are essentially 9 months.
Yeah.
Or the 9 months long. So he's about as old as I am.
Yeah, he's 15. So just... Yeah, a lot of the characters are a bit similar, but you get used to them after a while. Sorry, he just said that he got 10 and 9 mixed up because they're similar characters to the people watching the video. So yeah, basically, if you want to turn time from the con world into real time or vice versa, it's a multiplication of it's a multiplication of 75 of 75%. That's the difference. So you times his 20 there by 75%, you get 15. That's his age in our time. So based on that, Dan, tell me the girl's age in their time. I'll convert it for you.
In their time...
Just find the sentence that says that.
I think there's a mistake in your text.
Yeah, is there an extra L?
It should be
there is an extra L. Yeah. Ignore my...
Yeah, I've already fixed that.
There we go. So, well spotted. But yeah, try and translate that. How old is she?
Would that be 21?
That is
yes.
Is indeed 21.
Their time.
I did, yeah. So, Troy Ra is correct there.
Well, strictly speaking, you could just add gas, so you'd say 20 plus 1. Which would be the same thing.
Yeah, you could say Troy La Nga or Troy Ra. I'll talk about maths in probably lesson 4. So that is how it works. So that's 21, and 21 is near enough 16 in our time. It's a little bit under. So then we've got a more complicated sentence here. Paeringa yavarung chiran chil. So we've got one new thing here, and that's Paer. Paer is the capital of the country from which the language originates, the Jaya Ditlai, inside the Conworld. Paer is its capital city. So Paeringa, someone have a go at that. Nga, you should remember as a word.
Is in the capital city.
In the capital city. Yavarung. Now I said what Yavarunung. I said what Yavar was last time. In the context of Yavart. It was right at the end of the lesson, and Arthur is writing the compacted character because it is a really long character to write if you don't do that. I will introduce the compacted characters at some point. Does anyone want to have a go at what Yavarunung might be? Start with
Yavarun.
Yeah, start with Yavar. Anyone?
Resulting knowledge.
Yep, resulting knowledge. That's the clue. So Yavar.
Learning.
That's the verb Yavaru. Yes, Yavar is a lesson. At the moment, we are in a Yavar. So Yavaru. Now, I taught you earlier what adding n to a verb does. So what would adding n to Yavaru, to learn, do to it?
Makes it a noun.
Makes it a noun, which in English you might do as...
sort of ing, so learning as a noun.
Learning, okay, and then that ng meaning, can you remember what it means?
Place. Of learning.
So what's the learning place? Where do you learn?
In a classroom.
In a classroom. What's a classroom inside?
On Skype.
This is technically true. Under a normal circumstance, where is the classroom?
In a school.
In a school, that is the word for school. So, what is his whole sentence? Bear in mind, you know what chiran as a thing means. It's possessive. So, what does that whole sentence mean? Paeringa yavarunung chiran chil. You know the first two words, and you know chiran, and you know chil.
My school is in the capital city.
Correct.
Or my school is in Paer.
Yeah, my school is in Paer. Okay. So, Luke, you happy to try the second hardest sentence here? So the sentence is...
I'm going to write it out.
Yep, there's the sentence.
And raise the negative.
Rariasam Chiran Chilkilwa Ran Rin Varu. Now these are all words that we have encountered before except one, and that one is Rariasam, and a Rariasam is your best friend.
It's a close friend.
Yes, a very, very close friend.
Like you are to me.
Yeah. So you've got your if you take the other forms you'd have, say, Duyasam and Fiasam, which are girlfriend and boyfriend respectively. So Rayasam is a very close friend. So Parlu Rariasam Chiran Chil Kilwa Ran Rin Varu. There's two sentences there technically, but it's being used as one phrase. So have a go at it.
Meanwhile, I'm writing it out in vacuum.
Yep. I might write it out in cursive. It's quite a fun sentence in cursive. Yeah, let's do it in cursive.
Okay. I'll try doing it in cursive.
Don't try. I'll write it in cursive because you'll probably get the cursive wrong.
Let's both write in cursive and see whose is. Okay. Okay. So I'll go off a bit to a bit below. Nah. Oops.
Yep, so you've broken it down. Okay, there's the correct gloss. So, can you remember what par means? Par is a word on its own, or par at the start of that. We encountered it earlier. Par on its own is a word, and par is a particle of that word.
That is a prefix that denotes animate things.
Yep. And it is... What's it in English, Luke? What is it marking? Okay, I will tell you it's a name, and the girl's name is Lou. So that bit par Lou just means is referring to her. Okay, so the girl named Lou. Okay. So do the first sentence first. So Parlu Raya Sam Chiran Cho.
Well, do you know that Raya Sum is best friend, so...
Yep. Okay. Nope. So think about it. Raya Sum Chiran. What did the Chiran bit mean? There being possessive. So best friend of I. What would best friend of I be?
My best friend, obviously.
Yep, so the false phrase is Lou is my best friend. Does that make sense, Luke? Okay, so the second phrase, Kawa ran rin varu. Now, Kawa, I said what ki was earlier, and we've encountered it a couple times when talking about when they talked about their ages. Can you remember what ki means? It is very literal in what it is. You just have to
lifetime.
Lifetime is the word. Lifetime. So it is your lifetime. Age is a good approximation for it, but lifetime is closer. Now, do you remember what the wa particle means?
It means all.
Yep. So
for all my life.
For all my life is correct there. So then ran and rin, two pronouns, I and her or she. Varu is brain verb to know. So kiwa ran rin varu. I have known her all my life. Kiwa is in the time slot. Then ran rin varu. I her know. So I have known her for all of my life.
Just a bit of clarification. Var is not brain. Varn is
Varing
brain.
is brain. Var is
Yeah.
var is a thought.
Or knowledge.
Then varing, the place of that is your brain. But yeah, so varu. So
Yeah.
that full sentence is Lou is my best friend. I have known her my entire life. So then we have Lou with the hardest sentence here, which I'm going to give to Dan. Good luck.
Oh, thank you.
There's a bit of new vocabulary here, which I will gloss over quickly. So here, I'll give you a spoiler. She's talking about people in her family and the size of her family. It's actually relatively simple. So, the first new word here is chai hai. Chai hai. Which is a pain to write, and I've done it really badly. Which means family. It's also a pain to say.
It really reminds me of the word for pedophilia, which is
it is.
hayun.
Yeah. There's vocabulary. Anyway, hai is family. Chi. So hai charan. You can translate now, Dan.
Yeah, my family.
My family. So sla. Remember what
is bad?
No, sla. There's a letter in there that turns it into something.
Oh right, sorry, I was thinking that L was an H because I'm an idiot.
You lost the ability to read, just like
me. It's fine. We're on equal footing now. I think you're.
Four people.
Yep, there are 4 people in my family. Fia hai chiran cho, which means.
There is my mother.
Yep. Dia hai chiran cho. You can derive that.
There is my father.
And then dia hu. I don't know if we learned who, but I think we did.
Who? Well, it's pretty easy to derive.
Yeah, so try and derive it. So.
Child male.
Yeah.
Male child.
So dia hu chiran would be.
So that's dia who would be, sort of siblings, I guess.
Yep. Dia hu is a male sibling, it's a brother. Then dia he is a female sibling. Not to be confused with dia hai, dia hayu, which is having sex.
Yeah.
Male, female. Dia hu. So dia hu chiran cho.
Yeah.
So she.
Wait. Then does Fifi Hayun mean lesbian sex?
Yep, it's very simple. You see, you've now learnt lots of new words that I'm not going to go too far into. You can figure them all out for yourselves. So list off the people in her family then, Dan.
And then there is my brother is the last sentence.
Yep, so her family of 4 contains her.
Her mother, her father, her brother.
Correct. That pretty much wraps it up for this lesson. Does anyone have any questions?
Not really.
Nope.
Nope? Okay, perfect. I don't think there's anything else I need to summarise for this lesson, so we'll just do a quick recap. So I'm just going to put each conversation on screen and read through it in Vahn, and then I will say the English after it. Jangi pa Joy, kutorul. Hello Joy, what are you doing today? Jangi pa Lu, ranchin fia hai chiran mia soul. Hello Lu, me and my mother are going shopping. Kachi mia soun chul, when are you going shopping? Kadlu klatoru, at midday, or at 5, we are going shopping. Or we are going. Ran tor torul, can I come? Ran fia hai tar van ya toru, I will have to ask my mother for permission. Tor vanul, ran lai toru, ran chin ron mia saun lai toru. Can you please, can you talk to her? I would like to go shopping with you. Sa, kange cha fia hai cha sarunga, ran van ya toru ya ron toru. Yes, when my mother is home, I will ask if you can come. Okay, and then the only other bits of dialogue that we've done here are him talking about himself. Jangi, hello. Pao chiran paru joy cho. My name is Joy. Kichiran tloi cho. I am 20, which is 15. Paerga yavarun chiran cho. I go to school in Paer. Parlu Rariasam Chiranchil Kiwa Ranrin Varu. Lu is my best friend. I have known her for all my life. And then what she says, Jangi Pao Chiran Palu Chil. Hello, my name is Lu. Kichiran Kloira Chil. I am 21, just 16. Hai Hai Chiran Slat Chil. Thea Hai Chiran Chil. Dia Hai Chiran Chil. Dia Hu Chiran Chil. My family has 4 people. My family has 4 people. My mother, my father, my brother, and then herself is implied. So that's all of the dialogue we've gone over. Everyone understands it? Everyone understands positive and negative numbers as well as all the particle words?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do some quick writing practice.
Okay.
Just to finish up. So you should all see the scribble button in the review tab. If you just go out to the right where I've just drawn, I'm just going to draw a red line to separate stuff off. Okay. So to the right of that red line, I'm going to give each one of you a quick sentence to write. I will start with Dan. So Dan, I would like you to try and let's do a translation and then writing. Can you please write out, I am going to school. So
do we all have to write it, or do we get our own sentences?
I'm going to give each of you your own sentence. So Dan, I am going to school. So important things there is it's in the present, which means you have to use the time phrase for now. Then there's school, which you can always check back over if you've forgotten what it is. You've drawn that sideways. Good job.
Sorry.
You've drawn that flipped, actually.
Yeah, you've drawn it flipped. It's both flipped and sideways. Congratulations. Then there's school, and then there's to go, basically. Luke, below that, so sort of around here-ish, I would like you to have a go at writing out. Okay.
Yeah.
When I am home, I will sleep. There's a tough one. So the things to note here are you've got that when phrase. So
who is that for?
That's for
that for me?
That's for Luke. So you've got
okay.
that when phrase, which you may remember we use time of to express. So you've got that when phrase. I'm just going to check on how. Yep. So you've got that when phrase. Then after it, you've got yourself, and then home, and then you've got to be. So when I am home, and then I will sleep. And then Arthur, I'm not going to break it down for you. Do tomorrow I will. Tomorrow I have to. Tomorrow I have to. What verbs have we done as a group? Screw it. Tomorrow I have to eat at school.
Okay.
That's a new word.
Tomorrow.
Pardon?
No, I'm just.
Yeah. So tomorrow I have to eat at school.
Can I do the compacted character for school?
You can do the compacted character for school. Okay, so you've forgotten what is, Dan.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Okay.
Just
Thank you.
slap it on the side. You can join it up to the top and bottom if you want.
Oops, there we go.
Okay.
So your sentence, ka, ran, yavaran, and you're missing one more word, which is a very quick one.
Okay.
Toru, correct. Your sentence is correct. Well done. Your writing practice worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is my sentence.
Sorry.
Oh, oops. I think I just, where's the select tool?
Just press S. You should go
S.
to it. If not, it's the
Okay.
mouse. If not, it's the mouse pointer.
Okay.
So.
Move. Oh, damn it.
Luke, do you want me to write it out in Vahn for you, or do you want me to write the English out and you can try the translation?
Just a sec. Okay, that's it. I'm ready with my sentence.
Okay, 1 second. Did I say when I am home I will eat? No, it was when I am home I will sleep. Yeah. That was the sentence. Okay, you've missed a particle with yours, Dan. So you should have, not a particle, you missed a word. So you need the chi between Vahn and Sarnia. Otherwise you're moving out of the time phrase and into your arguments, which you don't want to do. If that makes sense, you need to keep all of this as a time phrase. And words with chi in them don't break time phrases. So chin, chi, those will not break a time phrase. I'll just quickly review Arthur's later school. Yep, you're correct.
Yeah, I've just written that out in the shorthand.
So it's fine. Okay. Okay, Dan. If I tell you that where you have missed your where you need to put your chi is here, so that you stay within the time phrase, which is this section here, for when I am home, and then you don't need the rest.
That's Luke.
Sorry, yeah, I'm Luke. Sorry, I'll clear the rest of this. You were getting there, but just go again. So you need that chi where I wrote it, to keep within the time phrase. Okay. Now, what would be... So now, if I just tell you all you need here is chill, and then you need to conjugate it to show that that occurrence is causing another occurrence. Can you remember the conjugation for that? If not, I'll give you the conjugation. So you need to be conjugated as... Okay, so you've got to be, and you need the conjugation for this caused something else to happen, so you get chill ya. And hopefully you can remember how ya is written. It's come up a couple times so far. Okay, and when Luke is done, we will end the lesson properly. How long has this lesson lasted? Can anyone remember how long the last lesson lasted, just so I can compare their times?
The last one lasted about half an hour, and then we're talking for at least an hour 14. Yeah, an hour and 14 minutes.
Recording's going for 102, so this has been a much longer lesson, that's fine. Okay, so you've got chill ya, that's correct. You can extend the ya to be... you can bring the ya out so that it spans the full character. So what you've written is when I am home. So the when I am home bit is good. So I will sleep. Now, this isn't I must sleep. This isn't I am going to. This is just straight I will sleep. So you literally just need to say I sleep, because you've already said that this happening is going to cause something else to happen. So can you remember what sleep is? We covered it very early on this lesson. I don't even know if that was on the video. I don't think it was.
I can draw the Chinese character as a hint.
Yeah, go ahead. There's the Chinese character. That's Chinese character for to rest. That might jog your memory, it might not. It depends how good your ability to read Chinese is. I can give you the... and he's written out the shorthand next to it as a hint. Nope, so it's tree... man verb is what you're looking for. So the Chinese character is for rest is a person next to a tree. The van is a tree, then a person. So tree, man, verb is to sleep. Dating back to when people would sleep high up in trees so that they wouldn't get mobbed by angry animals.
I always thought of this as a man leaning against a tree.
Yeah, you can think of it like that as well. Your line, what you drew and scribbled out was actually correct.
Yeah.
The ra there was correct.
Just erase it.
There's an erase button, guy. Come on. I got you. Draw the line I accidentally deleted and we're done. I just accidentally... Oh, there you go. So, you've each succeeded in writing your sentences. I will just read them. So, ka yavaru는 toru. So, I have to go to school. I'm going to school now, rather. Ka chiran chisar choya ran ran naru. Sorry. When I'm home, I will sleep. And then... Kenge Yavorunum.
Kunge.
Yeah, sorry, Kunge, because I said tomorrow, not later. Kunge Yavorunum Ran Tar Tariagil.
Yagil.
Yeah, Tariagil. So I have to eat at school. Actually, Guy, you missed a thing that I just added.
What? Oh, right.
At school.
Ah, right.
Because it's
Wait,
the place.
Is it, wait, doesn't the place marker, already, isn't the old place marker already part of the compacted character?
No, because that's that is school as a whole, not school as a place. So what you actually wrote was school has to eat me. So tomorrow school has to eat me.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you should. I'll change that color just to show that I missed it.
Yep. So there you go. And then you wrote it out in the quick way of typing below. So yeah, that's it. That's it for this lesson. This lesson has been much longer than the last one. Now I have to encode this and upload it, which will take ages. So we can have my computer doing that. Thank you all for being here again. Thank you anyone who's watching in post. And I think that's it. So yeah, let's all say goodbye. Jart.
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 And there was even a Jart in chat from Luke that no one can see. Okay.